Hi and welcome. This is a quick video for SEOUK.com. You can find us here, SEOUK.com, and this video I'm simply going to show you how you can secure the Filezilla FTP program, because as a default it's not very secure. Okay, first of all let me show you what I mean by the security on Filezilla isn't very tight. First of all, I've gone to my Filezilla folder and I'm looking at the file called filezilla.xml, and I'm just in Windows browser here with the preview screen switched on, and as you can see over here on the right, if I pull this across a bit, you can see we've got things like the name of the domain itself, the FTP details of the domain, and the username for that particular site. Okay, now the password is actually encrypted, okay, but that potentially is a start. If they can de-encrypt that, they've got your FTP username, your FTP details, etc. Now, why am I saying if they? Now, basically, if your PC becomes compromised, I believe that this is one of the first places a hacker is going to have a look in Filezilla, in the regular folder for Filezilla, and look at the XML and pull out a copy of that and see what information is in there that they can use to compromise your websites. Okay, it's a fairly obvious sort of target. Now that's looking at it in a preview window in Explorer, but as it's an XML file, obviously you can look at it in your browser, but you can also open it up with a spreadsheet such as Excel. So here we go. In Excel you can see the data even more clearly. You've got the name, the host, the username, and if I scrolled across it would actually show the encrypted password. And as I said, this is there is the potential for this to be de-encrypted if they've got that information. And as you can see here, I've got the same password for several different domains. So if they've got the list of all your domains and then know that the password is the same, once they've got the one password, they can roll through all of your domains. Okay, so we can see that information isn't really very secure in Filezilla, and that's the default of how that information is stored. Okay, so how do we go about securing it? It's actually really simple. It's a simple solution we've come up with that is useful for other things as well, so it can be used on more for more security than just Filezilla. So go to SEOUK.com and go to the resources page, and you'll find one of the resources is where is it? Safehouse Virtual Encrypted Drive, and there's a link for it here. You can search for it online, safehousesoftware.com, Safehouse Explorer. If you do a search on that in Google, it should also come up, but there is a link here on the resources page on SEO UK. Now once you've got that software, just download it and run it, and basically it will allow you to create a secure drive on your PC. Okay, this is the software as it comes when you install it and run it, and just click on new volume here and follow the instructions basically to create a new Safehouse Explorer drive. Now I don't want it on my C drive. Actually, yeah, I do want it on my C drive. Let's cancel that. So I do want it on my C drive, but I want to call it Filezilla. I'm actually going to call it Filezilla 2 because I've already got one called Filezilla created. And I'm going to call it my Filezilla files. Okay, the folder, you can choose whatever name you want for that. It could be just in the C drive if you want to make it simple. So we can actually just go back to C : and there we go. So on the C drive we'll have a file name called filezilla2.sdsk. Okay, you could then move it to your desktop wherever you want it to be. Click on next. It's going to ask you how big it needs to be. Now for Filezilla I think takes about 12 megabytes in total, possibly less than that. I think mine's 12 with all the data I've got. So if you say something like 25 megabytes, that's all the space it's going to take for this virtual drive, and that's plenty for Filezilla and other things that you want to store on there as well. Okay, you can see for instance here I've got 250 gigs free, so 25 megabytes is nothing. Then click on next and it will go through. Oh, it will ask you for a password as well. Let me type one in. So that's obviously to make sure it's password protected. Click on next and then click on create volume, and it will go ahead and create that safe disk volume for you. Okay, once it's finished, click on finish, and do you want to open it? Yes or no? I'll say yes, and it will open up that new drive, which is Filezilla 2, and this is like a virtual hard drive. I can actually move this and put it on a thumb drive if I wanted to, and I can put anything I want in here. Now the important thing is, because Filezilla will run from any folder, I can just drag and drop and dump Filezilla in here. Let me find my copy of Filezilla. I think I've got one here on the desktop to make this easy. Let me move it around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm simply going to drag and drop that into this drive. Take a moment to copy across. Let's pop that back up there. If I now open that folder and click on Filezilla exe, it will take a moment to. There we go. That's Filezilla up and running from a virtual safe drive on my hard drive, making all of that data within Filezilla very, very secure, password protected, encrypted, the whole lot. Okay, so that's how you can secure Filezilla to make sure that even if your PC gets hacked, your Filezilla data isn't going to get stolen. Okay, now the other point with this is, obviously this is a virtual drive. If you keep your passwords in a text file or an Excel file, or if you keep your license numbers, any sensitive information like that that you also keep in a way that could be grabbed by someone hacking your PC, whether it's a text file, Excel spreadsheet, whatever it is, pop that in here as well. Okay, so that is also hidden away in your secure encrypted drive. Okay, so that is using Safehouse Explorer Virtual Encrypted Drive. As I said, you can find the link for that on the SEOUK.com resources page. This video will be going on the videos page, a new page which will have all our videos on. So please feel free to come and have a look around, see what else you can find that's useful on SEOUK.com. Thanks very much for watching.